Welcome to Post 6. I really should think of a name for this vlog series. I'm narrator Rebecca McKernan, and today I'm going to be sharing with you Andy Peloquin's Queen of Thieves trilogy. This is the first in the trilogy. It's called Child of the Night Guild. Think Oliver Twist, but much darker, much more twisted, much more adult, and with a bit of magic. What else could you want? I'm going to read the back of the book to you. They killed my parents. They took my name. They imprisoned me in darkness. I would not be broken. Viola, a child sold to pay her father's debts, has lost everything. Her mother, her home, and her identity. Thrown into a life among criminals, she has no time for grief as she endures the brutal training of an apprentice thief. The Night Guild moulds an innocent waif into a cunning, agile outlaw skilled in the thieves' trade. She only has one choice: steal enough to pay her debts. The cutthroat streets of Pramis will test her mettle, and she must learn to dodge the city guards or swing from a hangman's rope. But a more dangerous foe lurks within the guild walls. A sadistic rival apprentice, threatened by her strength, is out for blood. What hope does one girl have in a world of ruthless men? Sorry, I'm reading off of my phone today, please forgive me. I will read to you the first couple of pages. This is getting rave reviews already, so I recommend just listen to it yourself, but you know, here's the start. Chapter 1. Viola huddled in darkness, shivering. The sobs and whimpers of the other children echoed in the close, stale air. Her back ached from hours, or has it been days, of sitting on hard stone. Confusion drowned out her fear. How could Papa abandon me? She hugged her knees tighter and rocked. Bright lady, hear me and protect me in my hour of need. She whispered the prayer over and over, clinging to the litany like a lifeline. She wouldn't succumb to her terror. The door swung open, and she shielded her eyes from the harsh light. Up, little uns, a man's voice, gruff, impatient. Time to meet your master. Viola tried to stand, but her legs refused to cooperate. She couldn't remember the last time she'd eaten. She swallowed. Her tongue felt thick and coarse, her throat filled with grit. Up, I said. Viola lowered her hands and blinked back tears. A bearded man stared down, the fire in his eyes matching the torch in his hands. She shrank back, for the first time realizing she was alone in the cell. The man snarled. Are you deaf, child? Viola shook her head. Just stupid and useless, are you? Again, Viola shook her head. Her parched throat refused to form words. Then why in the watcher's horny elbows are you not on your feet? She struggled to stand, but her knees gave way. With a curse, the man seized her and dragged her upright. His fingers dug into her arm, and she cried out. He shoved her forward. Now, walk! Viola stumbled toward the door and caught herself on the frame. Her legs wobbled, but she stood. The man pushed past. Keep up, or else! She shuffled to catch up to the other children. After the rank air of the room, Viola welcomed the musty odour of the passageways. Flickering torchlight set the shadows dancing through the tunnels of earth and stone. The dim light sent an eerie glow over the markings etched into the walls. She shivered. The sound of sobs and shuffling filled the tunnels. The passageways twisted and turned, rising up a gentle incline. Before she'd taken a dozen steps, Viola's lungs begged for air, and her legs burned. She refused to slow. It would make the man angry. He looked meaner than her father, even after Papa had drunk too much. The stone walls and low roof gave way to a massive open space. Lanterns hung from the walls, casting light on an enormous chamber nearly the size of Old Town Market. The ceiling rose beyond the torchlight, and a chill wind gusted through the room. A man stood in the centre. His beard looked a lot like Papa's. After a week without shaving, a tall hat flopped at an awkward angle. Silver shone in both his ears and in one of his teeth. He spread his arms wide. "Come in, my little cherubs, come in. Stand over there. And you, take your place over there. Over there, my lad. Yes, good." He rubbed his hands together. His smile reminded Viola of Master Umlai's cat after he caught a mouse, though with fewer teeth. But it was his waistcoat that drew Viola's eye. Bright as a tomato, it looked out of place against the rest of the man's dun-coloured clothing. The man stared at them, a beatific smile on his face. "Welcome, my sweets. I know some of you are quite uncertain of what is going on, but rest assured, all of your questions will be answered in time." So that was the first few pages of Andy Peloquin's Child of the Night Guild, which is the first in the Queen of Thieves trilogy. I believe production is going to be starting on the second book quite soon, so have a listen to the first. You can find it at Audible, Amazon and iTunes. I'm Rebecca I forgot my name, that's not a good start. I'm Rebecca McKernan. You can find me at www.rebeccamckernan.com and on Twitter and Facebook at Becca Tells Tales. Have a great evening. Thank you. Bye.